Good evening. I'm Timothy Rannis, and you're here to see a demonstration of the Kairo Artificial Intelligence IEP tool. Sometimes we call her KAIIT. So let's start with what you see on your screen. On your right-hand side, you see my interaction with ChatGPT. I have a paid subscription. And then on the left-hand side, you see several documents that are often prepared when getting ready for an IEP meeting. So the first thing that we're going to do is talk about when you're having an IEP meeting, ask the parents for permission to use artificial intelligence and to discuss what was at the meeting with the AI so that you can speed up the paperwork and create and write better IEPs. The second thing is to anonymize the data. You'll notice first names and no locations, anything that we can do to keep the data as controlled as possible. Finally, the third thing, and specifically with ChatGPT, we're going to come in here into settings and we're going to talk about data controls. And if we want to improve the model for everyone, we would turn this on. But since we're more concerned at this point about controlling the data and doing our best to maintain that level of privacy, we're going to turn that to the off position so that ChatGPT only keeps that as long as they are legally required to do so. We're going to go then now into projects. And we're going to start a new project, and we're going to call this Steve, off of the student we're working with. And while ChatGPT is creating that new project, I'm going to come over to my side screen over here, and I'm going to create an introductory prompt to start the AI, and talking about giving it some basic information about we're writing a new IEP. It's on a student named Steve. He's a 10th grader, and once I do that, I will drop in the KAIIT prompt after that, and I'll hit enter. Okay. So then what I'm going to do is take these pieces of data that were prepared ahead of time, and we're going to start dropping those in. And as you notice, there are different things. In this case, that's a PowerPoint presentation. There's a PDF. We have a couple Word documents. I have done sheets before, Excel, spreadsheets as well. All of those different things in the past have dropped in, and the AI is able to read them. So now I'm going to go again off to my side screen over here, and I'm going to copy, and then I'm going to paste into the Ask Any section. I'm going to put the prompt, and we can use this prompt to generate a detailed, legally compliant IEP narrative sections. And we're going to do that. So now that we have the data in, and I've got the prompt in, I'm going to hit that, and it's searching the files, and it's going to do that, and it's going to come back with these prompts. So as the AI is doing that, let's close this up, get a better view, and move that over. As you're looking here, it starts off by describing the student's strengths, talking about summarizing parents' concerns, any concerns the student has, either demonstrated or shared. Then we get into the child's present level of academic achievement. There's some formal assessments, and then there's also some classroom observations, and they're also produced out here in a nice table. And next section, I've put in the specific prompts of executive functioning related to functional performance, communication, transition, independence, and self-advocacy. And then it asked me if I'd like to proceed with the next 6 lines. So please, lines 6 through 10. I will say while the AI is producing the next lines that this particular prompt is optimized for the Wisconsin IEP, and specifically as it relates to the SEEDS software. Line 6 here, behavioral needs. In some IEPs, you'll need this if applicable, and some you don't. But it's better to have it than not. The same is true of prompt 7, describe assistive technology needs. Sometimes it's needed, sometimes it's not. Regardless, the AI takes a look and sees if there is anything that might be supportive. Any describing how the child's disability affects their access, their involvement, their progress. Does the child's disability impact participation in statewide or district-wide assessments, and some suggestions. And number 10, something that tends to be a bit more of a struggle, AI generates one or more SMART goals based on needs found in the documentation or in the previous IEP. For example, Steve's disability relates to reading comprehension, so is a reading comprehension goal. As we look towards accommodations, it looks like Steve needs some support in self-advocacy to get that support, and organization. So we'll continue with, please, lines 11 through 13. One nice thing about when it generates these accommodations or modifications, it does have amount and frequency, which is something sometimes kind of difficult to figure out. But this does come in nicely and explains those. It also provides modifications whether they're needed or not. Again, these are suggestions and you are the professional. It is a rough draft. It just gives you a starting point that makes things a lot easier. A narrative why participation cannot be achieved satisfactorily. A good, nice little quote talks about, again, pulling information from the data provided. Any interventions that have not been considered. Again, just looks at what was discussed and anything that maybe the team said we're not going to do, it pulls that out. That includes the major portions of the IEP, specifically as it relates to the Wisconsin SEEDS IEP. I did add a couple of other things that can be additionally helpful. Progress monitoring is something that is difficult. It's sometimes hard to find a way to do this. And so what ChatGPT through Kairo and this particular KAIT app prompt has created progress monitoring sheets for each of these. And what it does, it goes through the goal statement, baseline performance criteria, and gives us lists. There are a total of 36 rows, and you can copy and paste this. This can be exported to be printed off in paper form or can be exported out into an Excel or a Google Sheets. Same thing for goal 2, can be pasted, copied out, and for goal 3. It even specifically asks if you'd like it in a Word or spreadsheet file. Another thing is what we call snapshots. It's communicating to the regular education teacher the needs of the student. And what we take a look at here is Steve's snapshot. One of the things that I do really like about this is if you copy and if you export it, you could get it to approximately 1 page. If you take the top information here and compact it, what that does is does a very nice job of getting the information into one. And again, it can also be exported. So I want to say thank you very much for listening. This prompt is available at my Ko-Fi account /Timothy Rannis. It is for donation, but I would ask you to deeply consider as you're looking at this, how much of a value is this? How many hours are you going to save? And realize how much is your time worth. I'd please hope that you'd continue to support me in this, and then I can create additional prompts to support teachers, not only in Wisconsin, but hopefully across the country. Thank you.